SABC2. Now, all roads are leading to Durban, and the occasion is a film festival hosted by the city. Among the filmmakers gathered in is the new kid on South Africa's block, Charlie Vundla, whose feature film, How to Steal 2 Million, is among the films screened.
How to Steal 2 Million was a composite of two ideas. One being where I had an idea for a film set in a house during a hostage crisis, kind of like Bruce Willis's Hostage. And the second being a modern-day noir being told in Johannesburg. So these two ideas came together to make How to Steal 2 Million. From the first draft to finishing the film was under 2 years. That's incredible for the movie industry. So, I mean, it's been a quick journey. I guess it was just meant to be. Yeah, it was great. We were lucky. We got pretty much everyone we wanted. I had chats with the producers, with our great casting director, and we all put our heads together and approached these big names, and to my surprise, they were more than willing to do it. I'm hoping that we'll make a little bit of money. I mean, that never hurts. Hoping that it'll, at the very least, break even, and even more so, that it'll prove that South African audiences, or if it's a success, it'll prove that South African audiences are willing to really embrace local film, which is something that is yet to be proven on a consistent basis, I think. But if we can consistently get South African audiences into films, hopefully my film included, then we're really going somewhere as a local South African film industry. What my parents have done in the industry is, I guess, been well documented, and it's been a blessing for me. I mean, I've essentially joined the family business, and luckily I enjoy it as well, and they've been nothing but full of encouragement. So, I mean, they're a blessing. I'm hoping that the film is embraced by the film critics, and by the public, the Durban public at large, as an entertaining South African story that is captivating and thought-provoking at the same time.
Looks like an interesting movie to watch. Now, in a first for the country's premier film gathering, a picture by a female filmmaker opened at the Durban International Film Festival. Now, many are interpreting the screening of Sarah Blecher's Othello Burning as signaling a turnaround in the industry, one that will see more women taking or being given a leading role. Now, our very own Nokutula Mdadlose looks at the issue.
A poetic icon in the 60s and the height of apartheid, the wisp of a woman that was Ingrid Jonker challenged Afrikaner norms. Africa's mother of song, Miriam Makeba. She and Ingrid Jonker are just two powerful South African women whose stories are on the big screen. But behind the camera, South African women are few and far between. In fact, few people canvassed by Weekend Live expressed the concern that of the over 130 feature films shot since 1994, only about 3 are by female directors. It's this state of affairs that has left Women of the Sun frustrated. After all, the Women of the Film Advocacy Body established over a decade ago is not seeing a change in the 5 billion rand industry.
In general, women filmmakers, it's hard for women to break into the industry. I mean, there are opportunities, and however, we find that they're sort of limited to certain posts, or rather there's a perception that women do certain things. We find there's also, capacities that we don't see enough women. For instance, directing, in particular, directing fiction.
Among the works breaking the mold in this male-dominated world is Othello Burning. Sarah Blecher, the film's director, the person at the center of the film's production, also points a finger at investors, suggesting there's a lack of confidence in having women making movies.
I think within the industry, people are absolutely welcoming. I think people within the industry see talent and recognize talent, and that's what they work with. The most difficult thing has been in terms of raising money to get the film made. It's all very well to have 1,000 films, but if you don't have money, you have no films.
The award-winning Blecher struggled to raise funds for Othello Burning despite being in the business for over 20 years, albeit making documentaries. Responsible for transforming the industry is the National Film and Video Foundation, and they acknowledge the difficulty and add that investor reluctant is the reality of societal structures. For instance, that many aspiring female filmmakers tend to drop out early in their development.
A global challenge when it comes to promoting women or helping women to fulfill whatever dreams or desires they have is the fact that we're homemakers as well as career women. And that will always be something that we need to address.
As South African stories continue to see more of her stories on the silver screen, the light at the end of the tunnel for women is certainly growing. The dream of a film paradise will not stop with pleasure and white weddings Gentena, despite persistent question on whether their impact is lasting or not. I'm Nokuthula Mdlalose for Weekend Live in Durban.
Hey, come, let me show you something.